Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Tristan, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. This video is going to be a story time, so sit back, relax, grab some food, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so let's start off the video. So there's this girl, right? I'm gonna just be straight up, right? So one of my oldest friends, her name is Joanna, right? I've known her since kindergarten, right? And, we've been friends ever since now. I'm about to be a junior, so we've been friends for 12 years. Yeah. So we've been friends for 12 years, and, it was great and all, but she would always make excuses and just, basically tell me lies. From kindergarten to not third, second grade, it was fine. We were all handy dandy, all great and shit. And then third to now, that's 8 years of her making excuses or lies or whatever in general. So basically yesterday, I basically told her, I was like, you're always making excuses, or you're always doing this on the third, and you never have time for me, blah, blah, blah. Because literally, I'm always asking this girl, oh yeah, let's hang out, let's hang out, let's hang out. And she'll always be like, oh no, I have this going on, or I have that going on, or whatever. And then, yesterday, I was just like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm finally gonna, speak my mind. So then I finally, told her, I was like, yo, it's, not okay, what you're doing to me, da-da-da-da. And she basically was just like, oh, I have, this going on, so I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. And then, what's it called? Then I go, oh, yeah, let me just talk on the phone with you, because yesterday I went to Marshall's, right? And, I was like, oh, yeah, I can't call my boyfriend, because he's at work. I can't call my best friend, well, my other best friend, because she don't fucking like to talk to me. Well, I mean, yeah. So it's I can only, talk to her. Plus, she literally, lives, 3 blocks away from me, right? Mind you. So, basically, she was like, oh, yeah, I have this going on, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's fucked up how, you can't even, give me, 5 minutes out of your day to, even, talk to me. And then, what's it called? We're just going, back and forth, texting. Then she's, telling me how, she's depressed. And it's the truth, I don't speak fucking lies, yo. I'm not that kind of person that's gonna, bullshit you and, tell you, fucking, Billy's dead when fucking Billy is alive, you know? You can't even, give me, 5 minutes because all your time, goes on your girlfriend, right? Then she goes, oh, da-da-da, telling me all this, bullshit. And I'm just, I'm, telling the truth. All your time goes on your fucking girlfriend. You talk to her all day. You're, fucking always on, FaceTime with her and shit. And then it's just, you can't even give your best friend that you've known basically your whole life, 5 minutes out of your day, right? And she hasn't even been dating this girl for a year, right? I don't like the bitch. I told her, I was like, I don't like her. Yesterday, after what happened yesterday, I don't fuck with the bitch, basically. So, after we bickered a little, she says something, right? And I was, pissed off, throughout this whole time of texting her, I was pissed off. Her excuses are always the same. They're always, I got grounded because I didn't go to school. Because she has summer school, but, she don't go. But my thing is, she told me not too long ago, when, summer school started, oh, yeah, I never got my schedule for summer school. So my thing is, how can you say, you don't go to school and shit, yet you haven't even got your schedule. Like, fuck. So, you know, bicker. I was like, obviously, like, you're not understanding, like, anything I'm fucking saying, you know, like, she goes, oh, yeah, you know, like, just talk to my girlfriend, blah, 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 right? So then this bitch, right, she texts me saying she's been through a lot, this, that, and the third, and I know she has, like, I know fucking Joanna's, like, been through, like, a fucking lot, like, I've known her my whole life, like, obviously I know that's, like, she's been through shit, like, fucking, like, when she had fucking, like, problems with, like, her parents, like, she came to me, like, you know, like, obviously I fucking know, like, fucking she has problems, right? And she's fucking acting like she's the fucking, like, doctor of the fucking universe. Oh, she has this, and that, and this, and that. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck, right? Like, obviously, I know her. Like, I've known her my whole life. Like, thank you for telling me. Like, I don't need you to fucking tell me shit I already know. Basically, we'll, like, start arguing, and then I'm, like, talking about, like, Joanna, and I'm calling her a bitch and a cunt and all this shit because it's in the moment, you know? Like, you say shit in the moment, and then, like, sometimes people regret it, and then they just, like, they're fucked forever. But, like, with me, I'm, like, an in-the-moment person. I don't really think about what, like, how close we are. If, like, you fucked me over for so long and told me so many lies, obviously, I'm going to fucking not give a fuck, right? I'm sorry if I'm cursing. But basically, I'm telling her all this stuff, and then, like, then she starts, like, coming at me, and, like, I, like, asked, like, one of my friends, like, oh, yeah, you know, like, I was telling her the story, and I was, like, showing her the messages and shit, and then she was just like, oh, yeah, you know, I understand, like, why, like, she got all, like, defensive about her girlfriend. I was like, I don't give a fuck, like, who the fuck she is. Like, she could fucking be, like, I'm gonna say whatever I want to about her, because I have known her my whole life. So it's like, if I'm gonna say something, like, I'm gonna say it. Like, just because, like, you've been dating her, like, a couple of months, like, that doesn't mean, like, you're fucking, like, Osama bin Laden, like, you're fucking her Jesus, and you're just, like, gonna, like, defend her and shit. Like, no, bitch, like, fuck. Like, if I'm gonna talk about her, I'm gonna talk about her. Like, if you're not gonna do anything, you're not gonna do anything. Like, just shut the fuck up, right? You know, we're, like, going back and forth, and then she goes, oh, yeah, like, you think you're all tough and shit, and blah, 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 but you don't scare me, da-da-da-da. I'm just like, bitch, I don't fucking care, like, fuck, like, who the fuck do you think you are? You don't scare me. Like, bitch, suck a fucking horse. We continue to argue and all that, and then it's like, oh, yeah, you know, like, you're, like, no fucking help in this situation, like, you're just useless, like, you're a fucking useless dickweed, right? Then I texted, Joanna, I'm like, you know what? Like, even my mom told me about this. I was, like, crying to my mom because I was, like, so mad. Like, you know when, like, you're angry mad and you, like, fucking cry? Right. That's where I was at. Bawling my eyes out, like, telling my mom, oh, she fucking lied to me, blah, blah, blah. This and third, excuses. Then my mom is telling me, oh, yeah, you know, it's her girlfriend, it's differently, like, she can tell her shit that she probably can't tell you because, you know, she feels more comfortable with her, da-da-da-da. I'm just, like, comfortable with her. I'm like, she could be literally exposing her. Like, literally, like, if they break up, she has all that dirt on her. Like, if me and Joanna, like, were to, like, not become friends anymore, I would not be that petty to, like, tell, like, everyone fucking, like, oh, Joanna has this, that. Like, no, I'm not that kind of, like, petty person. But, like, I mean, I don't know about a girlfriend. Like, no, bitch. Like, no. Oh, yeah, you know, Joanna, you know, if you really trying to be, like, if you want to be a real friend, you have my number. I was like, and then I said something like, some, like, bitch-ass girlfriend or something. And then she goes, bitch-ass girlfriend? She goes, I understand if you're, like, saying shit about me. But, like, when you talk about my, like, girlfriend and shit, that's a complete different story. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, like, if she's your fucking, like, girlfriend. Like, who fucking cares? Like, you haven't been dating her a year. Like, you've known me your whole life, and, like, you're gonna get all fucking defensive over her? Like, you know, okay, Joanna, like, whatever. Like, you can have, like, your moment, right? And then I said, to be like real petty, I was like, oh yeah, like control your dog, like, cause you know, who cares? Like, fuck, I don't like her. After like she's like, oh yeah, you know what? Wow, Tristan, bye, whatever. I'm just like, bye, bitch, like, whatever. Obviously, I like texted that because I was like pissed off. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna just leave this bitch on red. Like 20 minutes or something like later, she calls me like, oh my god, what the fuck, blah blah blah. Are you serious, Tristan? Da-na-na. I'm just like, yes, I'm fucking very serious. Like, the fuck, right? And then, you know, we're like arguing and like arguing. And I'm like yelling at the top of my lungs. Very few people know this, but when I'm angry, a whole nother voice comes out that is very forceful and aggressive and is just not this voice. So basically the voice was like coming up, right? And I'm just like, I'm livid at this point. And I texted her, I was like, you know what? Like, you get me so frustrated, I want to fucking strangle you, right? When we were on the phone, she's like, oh, and saying how you want to strangle me. I'm like, I texted that to you. I was like, you didn't have a reaction then. Now you want to fucking have a reaction? So basically, you know, we're arguing, and then her parents are like, oh yeah, you know, like let me like get on the phone with him, blah blah. She's like, no, this is none of your business, none. So then like she goes outside and we're like arguing and she's like bawling her eyes out. And you know, she's like, oh yeah, you know, I like love you so much and like I love you like a brother and none. And she's just like crying and then I start to like tear up, but then like the tears just stop flowing. And then she's just like, oh yeah, you know, I didn't appreciate how you called me a bitch and a cunt and da-na-na-na. I'm just like, you know, I apologize for that. Like, I'll you know, I'll be the bigger person. I mean, I wasn't the one apologizing, but you know, I was like, you know, let me apologize, right? And then, you know, she apologized for like not being a real friend, how she's gonna like start trying more. She's like, oh yeah, you know, I didn't appreciate how like you like called my girlfriend a dog and shit. Like sure, you may not like her, but don't disrespect her like that, because I would never do shit like that to Brian, blah blah blah. I'm just like, okay, you know what, I'm sorry, and like I like won't promise that I'm not gonna do it again, but I'll apologize right now. Like, okay, like I'll give you that apology, but I can't like guarantee someone that I'm not gonna fucking like curse them out if I don't like them. Like, I'm sorry. Not me, honey. We apologized to each other and she was like, oh yeah, you know, like I'm gonna be like a real friend this time and I'm actually trying. And you know, all this shit. And I was just like, you know what, okay, like I accept the apology, I apologize, and you know, that was my story time. Me and her are good now, but I'm supposed to see her tomorrow, but I'm not like guaranteed knowing her. But yeah, we're okay. So just, if you guys enjoyed this video and you guys would want more of these storytime videos, just comment down below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.